Okay, Mr. Balkrishna Shetty, welcome to this podcast. And I just want to know, at this age, winning a gold medal in Jiu Jitsu World Championship, how does that feel?
What do you mean by this age? A martial
I'm
artist never
sorry.
gets old. So a martial artist can never get old, So you can age is just numbers for us.
Numbers. And that's what you
So
have proven. Like going there at at a stage where there are, world champions and going there in Europe, different conditions, different things. And as you said, age is just a number. So
yeah.
when you prove it, that okay, fine, it's just a number.
Lalit, why is because I'm not a fighter. I'm a
Okay.
martial artist.
Yeah.
So fighter trains to certain age
Yeah.
and retires at certain age. Martial artist never retires.
Okay.
So martial art is for life. Learning never ends.
Yes.
I'm a student of martial arts. So even in my 90s, I think you'll see me on the mats.
It's all about habits.
So yeah, it's all about habit. It's in my muscle memory now. It's in my subconscious mind.
Okay.
I can't live without it. It's a way of life for me.
So as I mentioned, age, medal, winning the world championship. Guide me through the first instance where you chose I want to fight.
How to fight is obviously every fighter has a background,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a dark background. Mm, was born in very slum kind of area in Mumbai,
Okay.
which is known to produce criminals and gangsters. And the whole story starts
Mm-hmm.
from the name Balkrishna,
Oh,
which is given to me, by my father, which was his brother's name,
all right.
and who was a very well-known don in 1980s and who was murdered in
Oh.
1981. In 1982, I was born, and my father was like somebody maybe told him, or maybe after seeing me, he thought his brother is come back. So it's the same name given to me, and normally, but if you see my parents, they are normal personality, 5 feet,
All right.
5'3", but I am the only one, who has a different personality, which a lot of people told me that I very much look like my chacha. So
So they
that is
thought that
the
you have come back from.
so from the
Is that
name itself, the
self?
story
Yeah,
starts,
starts. Okay.
But in this life, maybe
Yeah.
there is correction done, So because of whatever he did in that life, he lost his life,
Okay.
and maybe this life it was utilized. The same aggression, same
Mm-hmm.
energy was utilized in the right direction,
Mm-hmm.
which ended up getting laurel to the country
Yes.
and pride and name for
Yes.
for the whole
So
family.
I would just like to know that how things have lined up. You use that emotion, you use the resources which were actually gifted by, for you in the right direction. You didn't go to the same, things which can pull a life back. Or it didn't really, lost your track. You put all the resources which you have learned in the field of martial arts. That's what you want to say.
Yeah, there's very high chances that I would have lost my track because
Mm-hmm.
everything depends on the atmosphere and the
Yes.
orientation.
Yes.
But only thing which kept me away from these things was sport, because since childhood I wanted to become a cricketer. So I was too much into cricket,
Yeah.
and that is where when you play a sport, and cricket is an elite sport now because not everybody can afford that sport. So
Right
you
now,
also
yes.
meet
Yeah.
a lot of people who are influential. A lot of
Yeah.
people do it just for
Mm-hmm.
passion
Mm-hmm.
and just for recreation.
Yes.
So you build contacts, you build network through
Mm-hmm.
sport, and maybe looking at those people,
Yeah.
when you stay in good company, definitely
Yes, environment does make a lot of difference. That's
yes,
what we understand together.
yeah,
And as a person that I know, you always have been a person who has been suggesting a lot of times to be in an environment where you can grow.
yeah,
That's what people nowadays They promote all of these things, but a very few people do it. But getting back to the topic, getting into fight, coming, having a backstory about, how that family is, and you come from a very small town, and getting that whole energy and channelizing it into sport. What is the first martial art that you practiced?
I started with karate.
Okay.
My brother was a black belt, and
Yeah.
that is where everything started.
Mm-hmm.
And simultaneously, I was doing judo because my brother's friend was a judoka.
Mm-hmm.
So I got this two martial art base, and then when I entered college, I started with boxing.
Yeah.
After boxing, I went to Thailand first time in 2005 to learn
Just
Muay
from
Thai.
boxing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from
Okay. From first
boxing.
it was boxing. Yeah.
Then from boxing, I also competed in kickboxing events.
Yeah.
And the curiosity to learn more and know more about martial arts and more
Mm-hmm.
lethal and hardcore martial arts,
Martial arts.
full contact sport.
Yeah.
We went to Thailand to learn Muay Thai,
Muay Thai.
and that is where the whole journey started in 2000.
Because for now, when you just said Muay Thai, you are a 8 times undefeated national champion. It's 8 times. I mean, just tell me what is the pattern that you figured out that it was a streak.
I think half of my battle I won psychologically. Is the first 2-3 years. I I was always a knockout artist. I used to finish the fight in first round itself. I think hardly anybody, apart from Madan Acharya from Tamil Nadu, survived 3 rounds in front of me. So in my whole 8 years career, so the atmosphere which I built in first 2 years, and then whenever I used to enter the ring, I used to see the 50% battle is already gone because the opponent, I can see it in his eyes. He's already afraid. So majorly it was psychological, and also once you get into a habit of doing something repeatedly, your subconscious automatically repeats that again. And yes, every fighters carry a attitude.
Yeah.
So I had a great attitude, and when I used to walk, when I used to enter the ring, when I am inside the ring,
Mm.
the confidence,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what, that
So,
that
so you're
shows.
trying to tell that it's all about attitude and confidence and no
Yeah, it's
talent?
all about attitude. It doesn't matter you win or lose.
Okay.
Because my first fight in 1FC,
Mm-hmm.
that was my debut in Taiwan,
Yes.
2014.
Mm-hmm.
I went in with a complete ACL tear
Oh, okay.
just 7 days before the fight. But
ACL tear.
yeah, so
Okay.
it's a ligament, very important ligament on your
Mm,
knee,
yeah.
and maybe I had that tear before, and I could never pay attention because by now your body have learned to ignore pain.
It becomes conditioned. That's what you mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was conditioned, and my knee used to buckle, but I never paid
Paid
attention to it.
attention.
I thought it's a normal thing. And just before, maybe there was a partial tear just before going to 1FC fight. Uh, I got a complete,
Mm.
my knee twisted and it was swollen.
So it's
One,
basically when you actually go through a lot of things, it's all about the mind.
yeah, it's
You're
all
saying.
about the mind. And then in my first fight in 1FC, if you see, uh, it's there on YouTube.
Yes.
I think I was the first one in the history of one championship to make that kind of entry.
Oh yeah.
After that, the greatest Fairtex, Rohtang, everybody started doing that.
Started doing that.
The
You're the
dancing entry, and I was really appreciated and praised for whatever I did. But for in first place, I went in dancing,
What
and
decided that? Who
nobody
decided
decided.
that?
It's just they asked for my walk-in song.
Okay.
So at that time, this Shah Rukh Khan's new film had come, and
It's
lungi
just
dance
lungi
was very
dance.
famous.
Yeah, yeah,
So, and very peppy number.
yeah.
And so
I hope everybody is just listening to that peppy music right now.
yeah,
And
you
you're
can watch it on YouTube. It's
yeah,
already there.
yeah.
So I knew that
Hmm.
there is a complete ACL tear. The fight, winning a fight will be difficult because that guy comes from a proper BJJ background,
Yes,
and a seasoned fighter, and
yes.
fighting in his hometown has the advantage. But then I thought, let's do something where people will remember me. At least I'll
Yeah,
not be
yeah,
forgotten. My fight will not be forgotten. But and after the fight, losing my fight in first round because my knee buckled,
yeah.
and then I fell because the game plan was to finish the fight in first 15 to 20 seconds,
Okay,
and I almost reached there. Almost I got him
got him. Yeah,
in a headlock,
yeah.
but couldn't finish.
Okay.
Of course, because he was,
Mm-hmm.
his camp was better.
Yeah.
Here there was no camp.
Okay.
I was training with my students. No
Yeah.
mats. Without mats, we are doing all the grappling work. So that kind of situation we went in because first generation of MMA mixed martial artists in
Mixed
India.
martial arts. Yeah.
Now there are for people going to UFC and a lot of bigger promotions.
Yes. Yes.
But I would like to say that and I'm proud of it that when there was nothing, there was no scene of one mixed martial art in
Mixed martial
India.
arts in India.
I
Yeah.
was some of the pioneers of mixed martial
Yeah.
arts.
And I mean, a very few people know that it's just the first generation of fighters coming up, and you're the first one to actually make a scene in the cage.
Yeah.
And right now, UFC is being, you know, a thing where there's a franchise fight, and it's a lot about entertainment. But what about the blazer that you're wearing? You've represented
Yeah.
the
So these
country.
days now, if any kid who comes to train in your gym,
Yeah.
a general question you'll ask, where you see yourself, what you want to be.
Yes.
The first thing comes out is I want to be a UFC
UFC.
fighter.
Yeah.
Which it's funny for me
Funny.
because
Yeah.
nobody says that I want to play for India.
India. Yes. Yes.
I want
Yes.
to represent India.
Yes. Yes.
I want to wear this,
Blazer.
Indian blazer.
Yeah.
So these are some, the changes which have come in youth because they see it on TV, looks
Yes.
big, but representing country in Olympics and Continental Olympic Games is different thing.
Different thing. Yes. Yes. Yes.
One medal in these games is for life,
Life. Yes.
and 10 to 15, 20 fights in UFC is nobody will remember, but everybody will remember your Asian
Remember.
Games medal or Olympic medal. You know,
Absolutely. And I
so
think
the first thought I would say every fighter should have is
have
to
is
represent the country in
mm,
whatever martial art discipline they are training.
yes.
And then the second goal ultimately, once you are retired from that circuit, is to, go to UFC. So
So
everybody want to jump directly today,
yeah,
you know.
because it's very complex and people just want to know, and I just want to know that when you just mentioned about representing your country, every martial artist has one specific authenticity in him,
Yeah.
and if he's good in that, and if that sport is representing the specific countries, for example, right now in India we have a lot of sport which currently in Greece you represented the team India for jiu-jitsu in world championship.
Yeah.
And I think right now at this moment you represented the country, and you send out a message to all the youths, all the athletes who are out there, that this is also possible. And don't you think every fighter should have one authentic thing, and he should always choose country first, then the franchise fights?
Of course, there is a very famous quote of Bruce Lee
Mm-hmm.
that I do not fear a man who knows 10,000 different kick,
Hmm.
but I fear a man who practices one kick 10,000 times.
Yes.
So
Yes.
this is what it is.
Yes.
Having a specific martial arts
Yes.
is like practicing that one kick 10,000
Ten
times,
thousand times.
and that
Exactly.
gets into your subconscious, and you can do it any time, any moment. Same thing judo as compared to jiu-jitsu
Mm-hmm.
is a very precise
Precise. Yes.
game. There are very specific techniques,
Mm-hmm.
not much,
Mm-hmm.
but you drill it so many times that is there in your subconscious mind,
Yes.
and you can do it at any point, any position, you know, in any direction. So
It's.
it becomes so perfect and polished
Mm-hmm.
that you know the only reason I won the world championship medal is because my judo was strong,
Oh
and the
yes.
first attempt was a takedown which shook the other guy,
Other
and then
guy.
he
Yeah.
started doing mistake after that because he thought
He thought, yeah.
it was a shocker for him that how can an Indian throw me
Indian
like that.
throw me like that. Yeah. Yeah, I
So
was cornering you, right?
yeah,
It was
so
quite a
and
thing.
then he started doing mistake, and every mistake was he
Was
was penalized for that.
penalized for that. Yeah.
So
Again, when you just said it is mind, if we come back to grappling, let me tell you this. I think we both went there with pure skills. We didn't go there with belts. We just
yeah,
went there with skills. And because just how you said you had a judo background
yeah,
and completely you dominated, because if we see jiu-jitsu how far it is expanding, how far it is reaching people through media, through everything, uh, TV actors majorly in Hollywood are kind of practicing it. Everything is happening around it. It's a new cult basically.
yeah.
But we Indians are sending out a message right now, and you have set a benchmark to all the youths that okay, how are you going to take this forward? So, what I really want to ask you right now is combining judo and jiu-jitsu is an authentic piece of martial art that you thought. Do you want to say a few things about it? How did you
Few
actually
things
come up
is
to it?
you know people unnecessarily complicate things. They want to
Yeah.
learn 10,000 things. Rubber
Yes.
guard, this guard, that guard. My jiu-jitsu is very simple.
Yeah.
Very simple. I play on positions, maintain my top mount because I'm
A top
majorly a top guy.
top guy.
So always maintain the top position
Mm-hmm.
and try to finish it from there.
Yes.
Now, 10,000 things. Learning is great, good, but you should learn it when you have five things which is in your subconscious, which is like perfect. Five survival tricks,
Survival tricks.
five transitions, five takedowns, five attacks from the top, five attacks from the bottom. Very simple.
Yes.
But what happens is because it is a now growing business,
Yes.
every Tom, Dick, Harry is into the business.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Every Tom, Dick, Harry is a blue belt, purple belt, brown belt,
Yeah.
and everyone is claiming that they are at a competitive level. For me, competitive level is where you go through proper channel.
Yes. Yes.
Any business which grows, for
Mm-hmm.
example, MMA is growing,
Yeah.
there are 10,000 organizations.
Yes.
Everybody is going and winning medals there.
Yeah.
But the value of that medal is zero.
Zero. Yes. I
Same
agree.
thing with Jiu-Jitsu. There are
Mm-hmm.
10,000 events, you know. So people just go win medals and make a propaganda out of it.
Yes.
But we have seen those people, the top of the top in the country,
Absolutely.
claims to be the top grapplers in the country. We have seen them losing very badly.
Yes.
28-0,
Yes.
by these kind of
Yes.
scores.
Yes.
And India is full of grapplers because we have a very strong wrestling culture.
Culture.
We have very good grapplers.
Yes.
But again, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है.
Big time.
There are certain people who are able to show it on, you know,
On the
screen,
media. Yeah.
and there are people who come from the interiors of Haryana. Maybe last
Haryana.
time, you were there. There was one girl, Tipu from
Tipu from
Haryana,
Haryana.
from a
Yeah.
wrestling
Yeah.
background.
Oh, she
I
was
just told her before going to the mat.
mad.
I just told her, टीपू सिर्फ कान खुले रखना और सुनना मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ.
I know
ये
that.
रेसलिंग नहीं है, जुजुत्सु है.
Jiu-jitsu.
जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ बस वही करना.
Correct. Correct.
And that girl exactly did the same. She beat countries like Mongolia, one of the
Mongolia.
strongest country.
Yes.
She
Yes.
beat, I think she won 3 fights
Three
in Asian
back-to-back fights.
Championship.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Three
and she was
back-to-back
the only
fights.
one to win bronze medal
Bronze medal
in
in
Nevada.
Nevada.
Same thing, this World Championship. Suchi
Suchi.
Periwal.
Yeah.
I just told her these are the rules. You just
Yes.
need to
Need to
follow.
follow.
Now again, she comes from a judo
Judo
background,
background.
and amazingly, she did three Mortokaris, and there's a throw from judo.
Judo.
The opponent knows that she's going to do this,
Do
still she
this.
was not able to defend that.
Defend that.
That is the beauty
Beauty
of
of
judo. That is
judo.
the beauty of specialization in one
One
particular art.
particular art. Yes.
Where your opponent knows that he's going to do this, but still you cannot
You
defend.
cannot defend.
That is that precise that technique becomes.
And these two athletes which you mentioned right now, they don't have purple brown belts.
They don't have, yeah.
They don't have purple belts. They don't have brown
Yeah.
belts. They
Yeah.
just listened and trust the person, coach, Indian coach, who was cornering them.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, when you don't you think when you step on the mat, the belts are just red and blue, and just kills
It's just skills,
because you
I am-
yourself you fought black belts
yeah, yeah.
and do a three
All
third
black
degree.
belt, masters, all black
masters,
belt,
all black belts.
and not only black belt, they are third and fourth degree black belt,
Yes, yes,
who's given
Yes.
their life,
Life.
maybe 30 years, 40 years of their life doing just jujutsu.
yeah.
And that too, I don't know. I should thank you that from 85 you pushed me to
Yeah.
participate in 94
Yes.
because we were late for
Yeah,
weighings.
For weighings, yeah.
And, it was quite a task
Task.
to fight in 94. I thought it's easy, but I could realize
But by the way, for everybody here, he is originally playing in 84, 85. Minus
Yeah.
85 is his weight, and all his life he has been playing minus 85. But just for that moment where, and on record, if I just say that, you just had one training partner who was me.
Yeah, who's 77 kg.
77. So I pushed him for 94. And the reason being that he had more competition, better competition in 94. And, and
Also, we were late.
late.
We were traveling on the same day
Same
of the
day.
weighing immediately.
And to
once
cut
we reached-
weight is
So to cut weight was a task.
task.
So we don't wanted to take the risk because there's no tolerance there, not even 100 gram.
100 grams.
So we don't wanted to take risk, going so far and then getting disqualified. So we choose to fight in 94. But then when I spoke to
Yes.
other guys who were, other medalists of my weight category, they already came down from 97 and 100 kg to 93.
To 93. Yeah.
And I was the only one who was 95 and competing in 94, which was, of course, yeah. But again,
These
it's-
are
it's
the
all
tricks
about
of
heart,
the trade.
Yeah.
But when you just mention it's all about heart, a lot of people nowadays don't really focus on what is provided to them. Their knowledge has been kind of scattered here and there because a lot of media, a lot of information access to them, and it's happening. Don't you think, as a coach, it's very important? Like for me, training under you, it was always like I just have to follow what you say. Keep it simple and have a vertical journey, not a horizontal journey. Keep things simple, make complex things simple because jiu-jitsu is too complex. Anyone can complicate that. But don't you think, going ahead, what are your plans of, taking this ahead? Because now there is a bigger responsibility, as you mentioned, going ahead as a coach.
Taking this ahead is I always think out of the box, and I always, was fortunate enough to get right coaches and right guidance throughout my life. And now, also, Jiu-Jitsu being a part of Asian Games, recognized by, International Olympic Council. So, working with the federation is the main goal,
Yes.
because we have a great federation with great leaders who are leading this
Mm-hmm.
uh, federation. So to be a part of that
Mm.
and help them wherever I
I
can,
can.
and to raise the standard of the athletes across the country. And I am also fortunate that the federation have given me the opportunity that I am also one of the brand ambassador for the upcoming uh, referee, judges, and coaches,
Which is happening in Abu
which is
Dhabi.
happening in Abu Dhabi
Yes.
by
Yes.
Olympic Council of Asia.
Yes.
So we are the brand ambassadors. Four of them are
From
selected
India.
for India. So I am one of them, and I
Yeah.
would like to thank the leaders of the National Federation of Jiu-Jitsu.
Yes.
Uh, to even think
Think.
that I can go and I can lead
Lead.
in that manner
Yes.
and give something back to the next generation who's aspiring to become jiu-jitsu athletes.
When you say next generation, what do you see in an athlete? Or what do you see in a
See,
fighter,
there
to
is
be
a
very
lot of
precise?
things, these days where I see after playing certain fights,
Yes.
winning, success is something which one need to know how to handle it.
Yeah.
And success never stays
True.
forever.
True.
you know the way it goes up, the way it comes down, it's
Comes
the
down.
same way.
Yes.
Everything, every action has equal opposite reaction.
Reaction.
So today you are a champion, tomorrow you may not.
Not a champion. Yeah.
But when you become a champion, it becomes a responsibility. But I have seen a lot of young kids,
Yeah.
I don't know from where they get this kind of attitude. Is this They are just in cloud nine, and then when they fall from cloud nine, I don't see them back. So again, maintaining that winning and losing, digesting the loss and learning from your mistakes and coming back again, that is a part of the game.
Game.
And they behave like they have become a superstar,
Yeah.
and then they choose their fight.
Yeah.
They are very choosy about their fight. They don't want to lose. So they are like basically, of course, there has to be some you know logic and sense to it.
Hmm.
But opportunity is opportunity. You never know.
Yes.
When what will happen.
Yes.
If I was had the same kind of thought, I would have never become 8 times national champion. I would have never become a world champion.
Yes.
You know, so whatever opportunity comes in, you should accept it like a fighter.
Yes.
Battle is a battle. Somebody is going to lose. When you fight with somebody who is better than you,
Yes.
you learn more. Your confidence goes up.
Absolutely. Yes.
So yeah, fighter has to be like a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Not like, yeah, there are smart fighters as well. They
Yeah.
think, want to
Yeah.
be a
Yeah.
Mayweather, that I'll choose but don't forget, Mayweather is an Olympic medalist, Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah.
And, after doing that, he's come to this
It's
professional career
professional
and professional
category.
fights. Of course, it's all about whom the promoter wants to promote.
Promote.
But now here, Mayweather have created such a legacy for himself that he himself is a promoter. He himself is a king of
King of.
all. So the event manager, the promoter, everything
Yeah.
his company does.
Okay.
But you don't see the struggle
Struggles.
behind. You don't
Yeah.
see that he's multiple time Olympic medalist.
Yeah.
And to become Olympic medalist, it takes a
Takes
lot.
a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
There, nothing works.
Works. Absolutely.
Because it's a knockout round. One fight you lose, you are out of the
Out.
game. So my message to the youth is, first represent the country,
Country.
do
Yes.
something for the country,
Yes.
build your legacy, and
Yes.
then you go and fight pro.
Okay.
Sometimes there are a lot of fighters who have become very pro by only competing in mixed martial arts. But end of the day, how long you survive with that $1,000 or $2,000? What you get from the fight,
Yeah.
or for a little bit of fame that you get from winning some fights? You cannot survive throughout the life. You're struggling. But by representing country, I have seen a lot of athletes. Like I met Narsingh Yadav,
Yeah.
the Olympic
Mm-hmm.
wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
He's a deputy superintendent in police.
Police. Yes.
At least your future is secured,
Secured.
and you have that respect. You get those respect. Whenever we go out for some any of the events,
Events.
Arjuna Awardee is a Arjuna Awardee.
Oh yeah.
No matter what,
No
even if
matter
you
what.
have 300 fights international professional wins,
Yes. Yes.
but an Arjuna Awardee
Arjuna
is an
Awardee is
Arjuna
Arjuna
Awardee.
Awardee.
Nothing can
Nothing
be
can
close to it.
because
So you need to understand. You need to be smart. You need to understand. Don't go. These are the entertainment business. Today it's there. Tomorrow it won't be
won't
there.
be there. So when you say about generation, and we are sitting right now in TCF, can you just give a good brief, a short brief on what is TCF as a product and how it started, the present and future aspirations of TCF? Because now we talked about representing the country, what are fighters, how you are as a coach. Can you just tell us more about, TCF?
Uh, Total Combat Fitness was started in 2007. You know, when I got my first uh, big uh, break, that was in a corporate training. I was called to Infosys to train in Hinjewadi, Pune. They have a huge premises there, and they have, I think, more than thousands of employees there. They do a lot of recreation activities for them. So I was called to do self defense seminar through a contact. And when you're going to, these big companies,
Yes.
you need a name. You yourself need to be very
Mm-hmm.
organized and, like a company. So one of my student was helping me out, suggested that we need a name.
Okay.
So name, I was thinking I was going, to the other in a taxi to my class. That was my first class where I started.
Okay.
And suddenly, I saw somewhere a total on a board. That was a total sport or something. So it was like, how about total combat sport or fitness?
Mm-hmm.
Because it covers everything, the combat, fitness, the combat way. Because I was selling fitness at that time,
Yes.
and the combat way.
Mm-hmm.
So that is how the name came in, Total Combat Fitness. And I asked
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people, my students, and they liked it. And that is how we went ahead. And then since 2007, this name is responsible to produce more than 20 international champions.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, a world championship silver medalist, a world
Yes.
champion
Yes. Yes. Yes.
myself, and yeah, a lot of international athletes.
And MMA has grown rapid, popularity in recent years. Do you wish to? So the international athletes coming out from TCF in Muay Thai in every segment of the sport. Do you think this is a project that you would love to work on in the future in TCF, or is just mixed martial arts, or it's a combination of everything?
No, surely combination of everything. But I want to create a platform for the kids who come to me with lot of dreams. Now, because the sport is growing, everywhere there are gyms. Kids go there, but we need to understand one thing: is it's an illusion. You know, End of the day, the professional fighting is all about whom the promoter wants to promote. That is the only reason I prefer having our own organization, because in other organization you go, it's definitely either the day has to be yours, or the higher chances is the promoter guy to win. So these things are there, uh, but before going there, into fighting, there are a lot of aspects. Is nobody knows how to develop an athlete in a right manner, because I see there are a lot of good athletes. They are performing well, but they are with half a dozen injuries in their body,
Yes.
so they cannot continue what I am doing. I can still compete at the age of 42,
Yes.
and today, you are with responsibilities. I'm heading WMC. I'm a coach. I'm a husband. I'm a father. So there are a lot of responsibilities.
You're a mentor too.
Yeah, mentor
Yeah.
too. But even today,
Mm.
that is the beauty of being martial artist, not a fighter.
Yeah.
Even today,
True.
if I get an opportunity
Hmm.
and I do a camp, what these young guys are doing, where leaving everything and just training
Yeah.
specifically, I can guarantee you I'll be 10 times better than these guys.
Then
Even
these guys.
today,
Yes. Yes.
these
Yes.
things only people know who trains with me,
True. Yeah.
who roll with
I know.
me. They
I know it.
understand this. uh, I'm nowhere on the mat like a
Yeah.
42-year-old guy.
Yeah.
When I'm on the mat, I turn to be
Oh
18.
yeah. I just specially call you a person who deals with a lot of stationery because this you have just two things mastered, which is a scissor sweep and a paper cutter.
That's
I've had enough,
that's what is the same thing.
but
I do
yeah.
not fear a guy who have learned 10,000 different kicks. I fear a guy who does one kick 10,000 times. So I have done those specific techniques so many times that
Very
even
clueless.
clueless, even if I'll tell you in your
Very
ears that I'm
clueless.
going to do this, you cannot defend it.
Yeah, I cannot. Guys, for the record, I cannot. And I've stopped it. The best way to actually escape from his paper cutter is not to get into that position. Moving ahead, uh, we just did talk about a lot about fights, representing the country, but the main thing, food. We both are foodies. How do we cut weight? And I have seen you cut weight majorly when we were going to Abu Dhabi, and you just cut 5 kgs through just.
It's all mental conditioning. It's how you
Okay.
train your brain.
Yes.
Your brain
Yes.
is the strongest thing a human has. That is
Yes.
what we have.
Hmm.
Once you have a control and good alignment between your brain and body,
Hmm.
automatically things I have this was nothing, but I remember I have cut 7 kgs
Yeah.
in less than 24 hours.
24 hours. Yes.
So your body can do that.
It was crazy for
Your
me
body
too.
can do that. All my
Yeah.
1FC fights, I walked in like 83. I had to
Yeah.
come down 83, 84. I had to come
Hmm.
down to 77 in
Hmm.
maybe 5 hours, 6 hours.
Hmm.
I did that.
Hmm.
So, yeah. So I believe my brain more than anything else.
And, and I
Maybe
think
the way I pass message to my body is
Yeah.
in the right
Oh, that's
manner.
fantastic. I mean, I've got, you know, to learn a lot from you, especially developing a character because, as we said, it's not about belts, it's about skills. Belts, yeah, you get a lot of knowledge through it, but in competition, it really
So with
matters,
belt also responsibility comes in.
comes in.
Then, you know, today, especially in India, such once you get the belt, you also have to defend.
Yeah,
Then, the
yeah.
authenticity of that belt.
Authenticity of that belt. Yes,
But
yes.
today in India, there are a lot of black belts, you know, and maybe in few years it'll become like karate. You'll see every
We
person
don't
walking
think,
with a
yeah,
BJ black
the
belt. So
black belts.
I'll not be surprised if that
Surprise.
happens. But the real test is when you win competitions, when you
Competitions.
win, when
Yes,
you get
yes,
medals in
yes, yes.
in authentic competitions, not
Competitions.
you know the
Yeah.
one organized
Yeah.
by any kind of organization,
Yes.
but the authentic one.
What's your personal favorite? To striking or grappling? I know that answer. I know that answer. It's striking. But then right now, just for
I was
now,
always been a striker, but for now, as per the age,
age.
I think grappling is better because it's completely defense mechanism where you don't have to take so much of hurt
So,
or give so much of hurt. It's very simple. You can just control the
Right.
person, and if you want, you can just break bones.
Very good.
So yeah, and also, jiu-jitsu builds character in you. It's a
Character.
lot of patience, a lot of,
Yes.
you know patience in the sense you're stuck in one position. You have to wait for the right kind of opportunity to
Yeah, I've been
escape,
finding that for six
and even the
months.
smallest mistake can turn the fight around. So,
Yeah.
so the timing, the weight, the patience, really builds a good character in you.
Good character. You know, I'm sure this is a very simple question. It's not really difficult. I don't know why I wrote this, but a sport you'd compete if not MMA.
If not
I
MMA.
know, yeah, if not MMA, I mean, if I just eliminate every part of MMA, like boxing, judo, jiu-jitsu, something like that,
Can I
what
can I
is that
choose two
one
sport?
sport?
Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu.
If I just eliminate all the martial arts sports, and if I just ask you, what is that sport that you would compete in, if not this, being a sports person?
Cricket.
Oh my god, I knew it. I so knew
Yeah.
that. Because you're a good leg spinner too. I've seen
Yeah.
that.
And now I'm a good batsman as well. So yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So
That's
to
tough.
tell everybody that we have bought a team now,
Yeah,
Tulunad Warrior, along with the
yeah.
Ultimate Warrior, Mr.
Ultimate
Dinesh
warrior.
Shetty. He is the co-owner of the team.
Co-owner of
We
the
both
team.
have bought one
Shout
team.
out to Dinesh Shetty. We
Yeah,
miss you.
yeah.
Whenever we are on camera, we'll miss you.
So we have bought a team, and last match we scored 279 in 20 overs. That was
Oh
like
yeah,
a
that
record
was.
breaking. Everybody played in
But
that
now
match.
that's just a bit of recreation for
Yeah,
you, although.
yeah.
And I really want to ask you this: that what's your favorite cheat meal? If I ask you, being a fighter, we both are foodies, but
Every meal
if
is
I
a
if
cheat meal for me.
cheat meal for
It's
me,
you know, see,
I
I'll
asked
tell
this
you,
purposely.
being a world champion,
We ate, we ate a lot of food.
last more than 10 years, I have never consumed any supplement,
Yes, I know that.
uh, no any kind of substance.
Mm-hmm.
It's been so many years, and I haven't seen any difference in my performance. So I
Performances,
understood that it's all about muscle memory, how you train your
muscle
muscle,
memory.
how
Yes,
you train your brain.
yes.
Rest is all fancy things. These days people
Mm-hmm.
BCAA, pre-workout, post-workout.
Yoga. Oh my
But when
god.
they come on the mat, I have seen them
I've
tapping out in
seen.
5 seconds,
Yeah.
10 seconds. Against a guy who's completely on dal chawal.
Yeah. We were just
So
eating that. Like
yeah,
for 10 days, we were just eating that.
yeah,
We had very simple. That's what I have learned. And from you, I just want to tell you that you have developed a character, not just someone who is just focusing on other things. It's just simple as that. Play your sport, know your body,
yeah,
know your mind,
yeah,
and do it. I know the cheat meal that we love. We're just big on rice,
yeah.
so we just completely go for it. And you know, what is one thing that you see in an athlete? If I just ask you, just in one word.
The, a great athlete, comes from never giving up attitude. No matter what, he'll keep
Mm-hmm.
going for it.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect example is me at the age of 42 winning gold medal is because I
Yes.
never gave up.
Yes.
I kept myself consistent on the mat, and when the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity came in, I just grabbed it. So it's about consistency.
Consistency. So it's consistent is the word.
Yes, consistency is the word. You keep doing it. Eat, sleep, repeat, eat, sleep, repeat, eat,
Yeah.
sleep, repeat. That comes in your subconscious mind.
Mm-hmm.
My formula for life is sadhana se siddhi. Sadhana is practice,
Practice.
and siddhi is something which is there in your subconscious mind, in your muscle memory.
Mm-hmm.
And then automatically your body works,
Adapts.
Yeah.
But if I just ask you, who's tougher, the coach or the fighter?
Of course, the coach.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's not the fighter who is playing inside, it's the coach who plays
Mm-hmm.
majorly for me, because I have
Okay.
seen a lot of fights, my fighters
Mm-hmm.
winning when I am in the corner.
Right.
So I'm not even only playing with the psychology of my fighter, but I am also playing with the psychology of the other guy.
Other guy.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
when you're fighting inside the
Mm-hmm.
ring, you're doing a jujutsu,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm shouting from outside, this guy is
Mm-hmm.
nothing. He's
Mm-hmm.
going to just tap out in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, what they
Yeah.
do in cricket.
Cricket. Yeah.
So,
I mean, guys, we just talk about cricket because we have played a lot of cricket.
yeah.
So, and we are from Mumbai. So, there's a lot of
And Lalit is
cricketing.
a first class cricketer, former.
Oh, yeah. So, and he's my coach now.
Yeah. And he is the team coach for our cricket team. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how do you stay updated with evolving techniques and fight styles? If I might just ask you, or you just make up your own thing?
It's no, you have to upgrade yourself. I have seen a lot of coaches who are just sitting. That is the reason they cannot make it big.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only one to produce international athletes. When you go to IFMA, you see the level of competition. Not even a single Indian is able to win there. What is the reason
Yes.
behind it? It's only because the approach is wrong.
Correct.
Now,
Yeah.
today, I did it once in 2019, where
Yeah.
our female athlete Kavya Kirodian won Asian Championship, and she was awarded the Rising Star Award because she beat Iran in finals, who
Finals.
was one of the top countries,
Mm-hmm.
with the highest medal in that championship. After that, cut to 2024, Kushna Singapore went to World Championship
World
and beat
Championship.
Thailand in semi-finals.
Finals.
What
Beating Thailand and
what
Thai
can be a bigger achievement? This than beating a
achievement the most.
Thai national team.
Yes.
You know, so this is an achievement. Not going to Thailand and fighting, some small professionals
Mm-hmm.
and beating up, you know, few guys and you become a fighter. No, you have to be consistent. You
Consistent.
have to fight. Even you're fighting, you have to fight for a legit promotions, big
Yes.
promotions. Then it
Yes.
is a valid thing. These
Yeah.
days, for tourism, everybody goes there,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like there are a lot of stadiums where you can go and fight,
Mm-hmm.
and there are a lot of Indians are going there and winning the fights. But those
Mm-hmm.
fights will get you 5,000, 10,000, baht,
Yes.
but it will not get you a legacy what you
Legacy.
need.
Absolutely.
Once you represent the country, you get this
Yes, of
blazer
course. Yes.
which I wear with pride wherever I
Pride.
go, and I have been
Yes.
respected for this
Respected for this.
only because of this emblem, the logo. So that is the difference between
Difference between.
doing that and this. So people should know and understand to do right things, right time. So that is
Right
what
time.
uh, my whole goal is,
Goal is
to spread awareness and education to these
to.
athletes who
Yes.
come to me. The coach will can only help you if you want to, be helped. If you don't want that, he'll just let you be there, stay there. So my thing is to create things which is very concrete, which is very right, and which is in the favor of the athlete. For
Athlete.
example, WMC, since I started WMC, 23 events, not even a single casualty,
Yes.
you
That's a very
know,
big thing, bro.
and you have seen the sudden rise in the standard of the
The standard
fighters.
of dive fighters. Yeah.
Today,
Yeah.
they are at par international standards, they can fight.
Correct. Correct.
Same thing now, the responsibility on Jiu-Jitsu I have got. I'm going to do the same
Yes.
thing. I'm going to
Yes.
create
Yes.
some, you know, uh, international athletes by showing them
International
the right
athletes.
direction.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, you know, any advice for people who want to start training in MMA either recreationally or professionally?
I would say don't start MMA to become a fighter.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Start MMA and be a student of martial arts. Learn
Absolutely,
martial
yes.
arts.
Yes.
You know, your downfall comes when you think you know everything.
Yeah.
And that is the reason I am still empty.
Yeah.
So there's lots I can pour inside.
Yes.
Lots I can get from wherever I travel, wherever I go, I meet new people. I
Yes.
can just, you know, get things from them.
Get things from that.
But the
Yeah.
day you feel that you're full,
Yeah.
that is end of your journey.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of youth I have seen,
Mm-hmm.
after a point they think they know everything.
Oh yeah.
But you need to understand that, you know,
You know nothing.
there are a lot of, yeah, the athletes whom I have created,
Yeah.
and they have become a, they have done well in their career and everything, but they
Careers.
think they know everything and I don't know
Everything.
nothing. But it's not like that. I have played professionals when there was absolutely nothing in India. There was no
Yes.
scene.
Yes.
And in those conditions, I have gone and played at the
Played
highest level.
highest levels.
So not everybody gets that chance. It's only
Mm-hmm.
how much you have worked,
How much you have
you know.
worked. Yes.
So I'm very fortunate to play all the formats in all the sports, whether it is boxing, whether it is judo, whether it is,
Judo.
all highest level. Is only because I was learning always.
Yes.
I never thought that, I'm a great champion.
Oh
I was
yeah.
still learning. So that learning process helped me to become a champion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And as you, I termed we because we both are into this, and but I really want to ask you that, you know, what do you think the future of MMA looks like in India, and awareness
In
about it
India, there's
to the
too much
people?
of MMA happening now. There's too
Okay.
much. And I see a lot of promotions who know nothing about mixed martial arts, organizing events.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of people, talking on digital media and who have never done any martial arts, who have no
Yes.
achievement.
Yes.
But, it's good you're promoting the sport,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, also guide this youth who want to
Yeah.
be there because not everybody, like in cricket, they say not everybody can be a Dhoni, not everybody can be a,
Rohit Sharma.
Rohit Sharma.
Yeah.
What about them? Show them the right path, to,
Path.
so that because you put in so much of effort,
Yes.
because of that, your education is affected, everything
Affected.
affected, and when the time your career is end, you know, you don't know what to do with the life.
Absolutely. And I
So
think,
what I do is to all my students, I teach them, also create some commercial value out of them,
yes,
but they don't understand. Who don't understand, I just leave them there.
correct.
You know, uh, I believe in 10% growth every year rather
Mm-hmm.
than having 100% and doing nothing
Yes.
rest of your life.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
Yes.
I believe in that concept. So if you
Mm-hmm.
grow 10 by 10% every year,
You're
in your 10th year, you are 100%. And after
100%.
that, it's all, 20 years, you'll be 200%.
Yeah.
There are
That's the
people
power
who
of
just go to
compounding. Yeah.
100% and after that, there's
After
absolutely
there's
nothing,
absolutely nothing.
and then
Yeah.
they just lose it. So, my teaching is that is
Yes.
sustainability, is to sustain no matter
Sustain.
what, whether it is
Be
your
consistent and
training,
sustain.
whether
Yeah.
it is your competing career, just be
Mm-hmm.
consistent
Mm-hmm.
and grow slow. There'll be a point you'll reach to there. Everybody wants to become McGregor. It's not
It's not.
possible overnight.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you need right people, right guidance, right links to reach those
To
places.
reach those goals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
try to find those links from where you can
Mm.
go rather than going to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And only a successful person can make another successful person.
Successful person. Yeah. Because
So
they know the path.
yeah, yeah,
If I
yeah.
be, and with that, may I ask you, as we saw the post on Instagram about you hanging up your boots on the mat, and you have the next responsibility over your shoulders to, you know, guide the next generation. You want to say something about that, particularly about jiu-jitsu, or it's just completely overall?
No, it's being a strong background, because Muay Thai is the one which is my identity, and
Mm-hmm.
Jiu-Jitsu is the martial art which I love now.
Mm.
So yes, the responsibility is for the both. Muay Thai, I've already done that.
Mm.
Which was impossible for an Indian to win at international
Yeah.
arena, and I
Mm.
have made few athletes who are doing really well at international standards. The same thing I would like to repeat in Jiu-Jitsu as well,
That's true.
because it's
Yeah.
a great sport. It's a great defense mechanism.
Yeah.
It's a great martial art. So
And I, I mean, if I remind you, this was also for the people who are forces, for the people in the army, for the
yeah, this
navy.
is more for armed forces, where you know because this is the only art where you can control the person.
Control the person.
But if you
Yes.
want to harm the person, you can just put him to sleep within 3 to 4 seconds. Or if you continue, if you want to be more lethal, you can just kill that person.
Yeah. You
So
think, people, every person in, jiu-jitsu is so widespread right now. Do you think, it should be promoted to, from kids to the
yeah,
people who
that
are
is the
old?
reason I'm more working towards the federation part,
Okay.
because if there is no governing body, it is going to be widespread. There has to be somebody which controls, you know, which has certain standards set by the international federation. And how it works is, if there is an international federation which should be recognized by the Olympic Council, then there is certain rules and regulation which comes in. Everybody needs to follow. That is where I'm working towards. That is where you can actually connect more and more people through the federation. Otherwise, it's very difficult, because every guy is king in his own you know gym. Yeah, so every guy is a king in his own gym. So I don't want to be king of a gym. I want to be a king of a state. Maharashtra is not king, but I want to make the real kings. By educating people, spreading awareness, and giving them the right guidance. Of course, there is a lot of investment of time, money, everything, but returns can be great, because once it's already, jiu-jitsu is also in a listing of Arjuna awards. There are people who have got jobs for jiu-jitsu in Madhya Pradesh, in in Uttarakhand, government jobs. For those athletes, it's life changer, because they have a security. They come from a very small town and small area, and not MBAs, and studied internationally, so that they get good package job and all that, but they need just a security. So which is these kind of sports which provides
Yeah, I
security.
mean, it is a very important point, because just when people get those jobs and the government, they provide them with all the necessary things, it's because the hard sweat and the skill that they, develop over the years, that's a reward for that. So imagine you are coaching a fighter for their first title fight. All right. What's the one piece of advice you would like to give them?
Piece of advice is, just keep your ears open and listen to what your corner is telling to you.
Yeah, yeah.
So, because inside the ring, it's not the fighter who is fighting, it's the
Fighting is
coach
the
who's
coach who's
outside.
outside.
And if you hear what he's saying, because you're not able to there inside the ring or cage, your adrenaline is really high and you're not able to, because you're into that fight mode.
Yes.
So you cannot build strategies there, or else you have to be pro with 200 300 fights experience, so that
Mm-hmm.
you are very easy, it goes very easy inside. So the
Got.
first title fight is just keep your ears open and listen to
Well,
what your coach is telling you.
so do you remember
Yeah,
any advice that you gave
but
me?
nobody listens to it. That is the other problem. I give
Oh
a lot
God.
of advice.
I just remember one. I was like, just enjoy. I was
Yeah,
like,
but
okay.
you see, that is the difference. The first Asian Championship you went in against
Yeah.
Sultan, the UAE champion,
Yeah.
was the Asian champion.
You champion.
You
Yeah.
tapped
Asian
out in
champion.
first
Yeah.
19 seconds.
Yeah. I got
But
tapped out. Yeah. That's
fortunately, in
true.
the World Championship, the first round you got him again, and you
Yes.
survived for 5 minutes. That is a huge
Yeah, I did.
difference, and I could see
Huge difference. Yeah.
that frustration in his face that he's not able to submit you.
Yeah.
So that is the
Yeah.
difference. These are the world class athletes. These are
World
the
class
top
athletes
world class
and
athletes
yeah,
because they're highly originally competitive levels because they compete a lot.
competitive levels.
And
Yeah.
Abu
Yeah.
Dhabi is, for Emirates, that is their national sport. So they
National
they
sport. Yes.
spend
Yes.
a lot.
Yes. Yes.
They
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
And
they
we
have
learn from them.
more than world class coaches there. They have a Mubadala stadium, like we have
Stadium.
cricket
Yeah.
stadiums all over country. They have
Oh,
a
countries
dedicated stadium for jiu-jitsu
dedicated.
there.
Yes. And we learn
Yes,
from
of
them
course.
too. And they have high spirits. They have been, and because of them we are what we are. I believe they're the major contributors in the sport, and I've learned a lot from my opponents too. And as you said, keep your ears open. I did, and the techniques that you actually you just taught me. I kept that in mind. Kept it very simple, and I hope to meet Sultan again. And it's a hi from India. So yeah, and if there's one more thing that I want to ask you, just in the reference of that lungi dance and one championship, is if you could choose a new walkout song now in this day and age, what would that be? I know it, but then I want to hear it from.
Oh, I
If we just
asked
kind
you
of,
if you know it, just please say it.
I believe it's going to be. It's two. Okay, it's either Skyfall or Hotel California.
Both. We can mix it up and play.
Mix it up. Oh God.
So
Oh, I believe right now it's much more of Hotel
yeah,
California
bravo.
that
You're
we're gonna
right on
walk
the
out to.
point.
Bro.
Yeah.
So here myself, Lalit Naik, with Mr. Balkrishna Shetty. It's been pleasure to be with you, and signing off from the TCF Pod. And thank you so much for being here. And we see you guys very soon. See you.